I got married, and what that has to do with you buying, selling, moving.
And I mean, like,
It is a true story. Walked in the studio this morning, just barely. And, gosh, the last time I was with y'all, I was not married, and now I am married.
Yeah.
It happened, right? So look, this is a lot of fun. And Jesse, I sat here this morning, and part of the reason I really came screaming in late is I'd been sitting and doing some writing.
Yeah, we talked about that.
And I did more kind of processing what I feel like are some of the lessons I learned from getting married at 50 years old and 12 days ago. And the way that those lessons carry over into buying and selling real estate. Today, guys, is August 14th, 2025. I'm Jeremy Larkin, host of the St. George Real Estate Morning Drive, or the Real Estate Morning Drive, whatever you want to call it. Jesse Paul is in studio with us.
Good morning, everybody.
The show is literally brought to you by Blue Form Media. They come right to our Larkin Group headquarters downtown St. George. It's wicked, which I'm excited, Jesse, because I was hoping this morning to come and see that the white line on that south side, that they're starting to remove it. Did you see they're starting to remove the white line?
Yep.
Yeah, because they're going to angle park it.
I thought so.
It
looked like they were going to do that all the way down.
When I purchased this building over 3 years ago, I reached out to my good friend Cam Cutler. Well, I mean, good friend's a loose term. I mean, sorry, Cam. I don't want to put us into, something. Cam is with the city of St. George. He's a great guy. He's an engineer. He went to high school with me, but he's a friend, and we've known each other since we were young. Mm-hmm. And I said, Cam, we think you should angle park the north side of the cemetery. It's interesting because the cemetery doesn't have a lot of parking. You park around the perimeter or down those two little streets to go through the middle.
Yeah. So are they going to do it only on that side then?
They are. And you'll notice that's something they've done down a lot of other pieces of Tabernacle Street. They've already done that in front of Farmstead Bakery and in front of Town Square.
Yep.
And so it's going to be incredible. It will triple the parking stalls. The shaded parking stalls, mind you.
Yeah, those are coveted over there, man.
Yeah. The city of St. George has completely shifted, and they're modifying 700 East, which we grew up as 700 East. It's now University Boulevard. They've added a bike lane, a divided, protected bike lane.
Oh, that's good.
I'll tell you that I was in downtown Denver last week, and guys, and then we're going to get to a conversation around, are people buying and selling? Are people actually buying and selling? Because there's this perception that they're not.
They are.
Right? And do you, here's a teaser, Jesse. Do you know why there's a perception that they're not? Because when sellers don't get their price, they believe that no one's buying.
They take their ball and go home.
You nailed it. Okay. And by the way, delisting, this is a headline. Delisting, which is taking your home off the market, is at an all-time high right now in America. So anyway, I was in downtown Denver. We did this for our honeymoon. Jen and I, we did this 7-day loop. We started in north of Park City in the mountains, a place called Tollgate Canyon. And then we went to Denver, and then we went through Vail, and then we did Glenwood Springs and back home. And downtown Denver, heart of the city, what they call LODO, the lower downtown district, it is so pedestrian friendly. Even though it is a packed city with lots of cars, lots of traffic, lots of buildings, high rises, they've made it pedestrian friendly. So there's a lot going on right now in downtown St. George as we evolve. And some of there's going to be resistance to it because this is new, right? But I got news for you. It is one of the best things that will happen to our town. So, Jesse, we're with the Larkin Group, KW Realty. And if people want to find us and, I don't know, talk to us or ask us questions about whether it be downsizing or selling an investment property or whatever they're doing, some of the things that we specialize in, they can visit us at gostgeorge.com. Is that right?
They can.
Could they Google the Larkin Group?
They can.
Okay. So those are some ways that you can find us. I'd say that.
And nowadays, they probably can even chat GPT it.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the last time.
Tell us how to reach the Larkin Group.
I actually can't tell you the last time I heard somebody say Google it, except for us. My wife tells me all the time, hey, just chat GPT.
Oh, really?
My clients, hey, chat GPT that.
Oh, really? Yes. I still hear people say Google it all the time.
I know. It's crazy.
You have to remember something. Let me help everybody. ChatGPT is not a search engine.
It's getting to be.
But yet to be clear, it's not.
It's getting to be though.
And the reason I say this is because Jesse, do I have at least a bachelor's degree in ChatGPT?
You do.
I do. So I've spent a lot of time, guys, prompting this stuff and practicing and figuring it out. I want to tell you, be careful what you search for, because it is not an open search engine like Google.
Yeah.
So I'd say 75% of our clients, by the way, find us on Google, to be honest.
Well, that's true. I'm just saying, in the conversations I've had, I'm going to dare say 98% have said ChatGPT. And instead of Google. So I'm like, wow, is that changing?
Interesting.
Is that changing fast?
Oh, it's changing quickly.
Because how long did it take us to actually say, hey, Google that?
Yeah.
Years.
Yeah.
And I got us off track. Sorry about that.
I like to go to Yahoo and search. Just kidding.
Bing.
Guys, let me ask a question. So if you're listening to our show, you fall in one of three groups, okay? Either A, you just listen to the radio in the morning and that's what you do. And you listen to like everything on KDXU and you like it, okay? Number two is you're actually really fascinated in what we have to say about the real estate market, but you're not buying and selling. You're just, you may at some point. Number three is you're actively considering buying or selling real estate. Actively means, I'm going to say in the next year, right? And something's happened. I started by saying, at first I said I got married. That was fun. And it was incredible. And number two, I said, delisting is at an all-time high. Mm-hmm. Jesse, what do you mean by they took their ball and went home, the sellers?
Well, right now we're experiencing more sellers taking their home off the market early, right? Because typically you'll have a period of time that their listing agreement is good. And when it's over, it comes off the market automatically. But right now we're seeing record highs of people just taking it off early, saying, yep, okay, I'm going to wait.
Yeah.
I'll wait and see what happens next year. Yeah. Or, we just decided we're not going to move.
Yeah, something's happened. And one of the things that's happened, guys, is a lot of people, buyers, sellers, even borrowers, and I'm going to tell you what I mean by that, are waiting for rates to come down. And so, which is a little bit tricky, right? Because waiting for rates to come down is not a strategy. Now, it could be, it's hopeful, right? But it's not a strategy you have any control over, right? Especially if you and your family need to make a move right now. And so as we have this conversation, I'm finding that buyers are waiting for rates to come down because they want it to be more affordable. Duh. Mm-hmm. Sellers are waiting for rates to come down because, and I think this is a real challenge. I've talked with multiple clients in the last week who, like, they believe it at their core that the second rates come down, prices are going up.
Well, now a lot of, I'm going to fault our industry for that, because that's been a narrative for 2 or 3 years. Hey, now just as soon as interest rates going up, the market's going to skyrocket again, or right, you're going to be competing.
You better buy now.
So I actually think that not you and I, but there's some culpability to us for that narrative.
Yeah.
Now, some of it may be true, some of it may not. I think they'd have to drop quite a bit for our market to skyrocket again.
Yeah, I do too.
Because our values are so high.
Yeah, I think it could start some activity, but I agree with this. I met with a guy who lends on large residential developments. He's a lender on Tuesday. Had lunch in Lehigh, and he's like, you may end up with one of our projects that we lent on to sell, and so he said that he has borrowers come to him and say, well, how come you only valued our property that you're lending us money on at X? And they're like, well, that's because of the current market. And they'll say, yeah, but in a year.
Yeah.
So first of all, this is happening. And I want to acknowledge that if you're out there in that group that's thinking about doing something in the next year, you may be having that thought. Okay. The second thought that's happening is because there's downward pressure on pricing, people think nothing's happening. Look, I get that. Let's see right now. Should we see? Let's see if anything's happening. I'm going to go ahead and just take a glance in descending order, Jesse, of closings. On the 12th of August, we represented clients who purchased 2782 West Vico Way in Verano at DeVario.
Yeah,
On the 11th, we represented clients in a transaction in Red Mountain Estates in Ivans at $850,000.
Yep, I remember that one.
On the 6th, we represented clients on 789 Mincio Circle in St. George at $617,000. Well, while we're having some fun, on the 6th, we represented clients who sold in Coral Canyon for $650,000. How about on Chautauqua Lane in Canaryville, $1,070,000, way to go, Melissa, on the 4th. How about on July 30th, we sold a place in Morningside Park, my childhood neighborhood, for $460,000. We sold another on Riverview Estates the exact same day in downtown Hurricane, north downtown Hurricane, for $411,000. I could go on and on and on and on. We represented about 20 clients in the last 30 days buying or selling a home.
Yeah.
If I go to the multiple listing service and I say, just show me what's under contract, you're going to find there are about 550 homes under contract.
90 in the last week.
90 in the last week.
Have gone under contract.
And this includes, Jesse, if we see 500 transactions, we know there are actually 1,000 clients because there's a buyer and seller.
Right.
So if you're a buyer, guys, buyers want to know that other buyers are buying.
Yeah, they are.
Jesse, this is why prices went so crazy during COVID. See, I want to share a human factor that people who aren't in the industry don't see as well. People said, oh, well, interest rates were low and then people wanted to get out of California and Idaho, so prices went high. True. But something else happened. People saw other people scrambling. There's this phenomenon that...
What is that called?
It's a herd effect.
Fear of missing out.
Yeah, it's FOMO, and there's a herd effect. There was this article I'd seen that I think it was in Japan, that people will get in long lines there. Culturally, they'll see people in a line, and they'll get in line.
No.
Like, hey, there must be something good at the end of the line. Buyers want to see other buyers buying. Well, guess what, guys? I just showed you. And sellers need to know that someone will actually purchase their home. And for our sellers, I've just confirmed. Yesterday, I put a home in Sand Hollow that was a tougher sale, under contract at $750,000. I will have hopefully today a place at $810,000 under contract for. Nice. And by the way, that was a client of mine that lives in Linden. They purchased the home in 2021 as a second home, and just look, she ended up getting breast cancer. Life went not the way they want. I mean, their life is good, but
life happens.
And I've got some other clients out of Spanish Fork, or as you might have grown up saying, Spanish Fork. I don't know. Maybe.
Probably. My family at least did.
They did.
Fork.
These folks bought a vacation rental in the Paseos community in Washington at Exit 13. Really enjoyed it for a few years, bringing in $50,000 a year in supplemental income, plus they use it. And they wanted to sell the home in Spanish, sell the home in Washington, and move into a home they have under construction in Woodland Hills. Well, we're going to be under contract at $810,000. My great client, Bob, downtown St. George, over on 350 West, 100 South, against his will, Bob reluctantly spent over $50,000 at my urging to update, fully remodel a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo. He got a full price offer this morning. So what does this tell us? I mean,
people are moving. People are buying.
Jesse, absolutely they're moving.
Yeah, people are buying.
Absolutely they're buying and selling. And so as I scan through this list, for those who can see our Zoom feed, I'm just showing you in reverse chronology the homes that we've been working on this year. Jesse, I think we just closed our 115th transaction. What does that tell you? We're just one group.
Right. Yeah, things are definitely selling. They're just not selling like they were.
Yeah.
You know, we had at least 3 where we had a lot of transactions going on.
Yeah.
A lot of activity.
Yeah.
Way more than normal.
Yeah. So I think that, like, if you're in this mode of buying or selling, I want to give you a rule, and I'm going to set Jesse up to give the rule, because he'll say, I don't know where you're going to go with this, but he knows the answer.
Maybe.
Jesse, instead of allowing realtors and, contrived social media posts that they sell to us to give to our clients that are complete
yeah.
BS. Or listening to the National Association of Realtors tell everyone they should buy or sell all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You and I have a very simple rule as to when people should buy or sell real estate. What's that rule?
When they need to.
You got it.
When life changes, when you need to.
Yeah.
And I'm going to add to that, though, because I was having a conversation with a client the other day. And again, I don't know who he was talking to, but the word on the street to him was, you should take this off the market for a while. Mm-hmm. And this is a guy that is now away from his family. He had to go and go to work.
Guys, that's a cute idea for about 30 days.
So I'm going, man, who are you talking to? Because if it's me, I'm figuring out, okay, where is the market for my house? And I'm figuring that out fast.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be even a week or two or a month away from my family just because I'm trying to hold on to some price that I made up.
Yeah.
And the reason I say made up is because until you actually have a buyer in hand with an offer, any price that I made up, the seller made up, you made up, is an arbitrary price until we actually have a buyer.
Yeah.
That says, I want to buy your house.
Yeah, well, but my appraiser said, but I talked to my neighbor,
I
Bob.
even talked to an appraiser the other day that said, man, appraisals what good are they right now? I can give you an appraisal, but you can't find a buyer. An appraiser said this to me.
So, Jesse, a lot of our listeners know that we specialize in working with downsizers or the adult children of downsizers, like liquidating mom and dad's assets or helping them get to assisted living. And sweet gal calls me. She's out of Northern Utah. We're going to liquidate mom's estate. She passed away. We heard this is what you guys do. Mm-hmm. And we went back and forth. And I'm going to tell you right now, the value of this townhome is $425,000. Okay. I'm telling you right now, with a guarantee it's going to sell for $425,000. They said, well, we got to get an appraisal, because if we get an appraisal, if we can sell it for any more than the appraisal, I don't have to ask my siblings for permission to get anything done. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of infighting.
Yep.
The appraisal comes in at $440,000 and she wants to list it at $450,000. And I said, you can list it $10 million if you want. I'm going to tell you right now, as a real estate professional who studies homes and prices every day, Jesse, we've closed 20 transactions in a month.
Yep.
That's every single business day for the last month.
Yep.
We ran a transaction to closing. I don't care who your appraiser is. The market is always in charge.
Yeah, exactly. So, and what I'm getting at is until you actually have that buyer, you have no idea what your house is worth.
Yeah.
Because it's only worth what a buyer is willing to pay.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean you'll sell it for that. You might say, no way, I'm staying.
You might delist it.
But until you actually have that, you have no idea.
Yeah.
And you're just basically gambling with yourself.
Jesse, let me transition. We have about 7 minutes. Could I give the 5 lessons that for our clients, for our people who are thinking of buying and selling this year, that I learned from getting married 13 days ago, 12 days ago?
That's good. Yeah.
Number 1, do not wish away the process you're in. If you're thinking about buying or selling, do not wish away, oh, well, we're going to move in 90 days. When we can just finally get out of our condo or a townhome or into that dream home, everything will be better. Listen, everything may be better, but your life is happening right now. Jen and I knew each other for 2 years on the dot when we got married. We had and have a best friendship. I didn't think it was possible. I thought that was a cliche. And I'm going to tell you something. That one day of the wedding, which was a ceremony, which we had a fun kind of hangout Friday evening, right, at the pool, but it was family setting up all the tents and the seating for our ceremony, and then a ceremony at 5 p.m. and a reception/party from 7 to 10. It was over so fast. As we rolled in Sunday night from our honeymoon, I got really sad. We were coming out of Spanish Fart Canyon from Colorado. And I said, oh, I'm sad. And she said, why? I said, I want that day back. Number 2, expect resistance, last minute friction, and, drumroll please, cold feet. 2 days before the wedding, Jesse, we couldn't be more right for each other. We had a complete meltdown. I had not one, but 2 migraines. She said she spent, this is hilarious. I called her. The second migraine happened while I was biking in Park City with my son. I call her, hey babe, how you doing? Well, I spent the last few hours in bed crying and eating and binging on trail mix. The funny part about Jen is binging on trail mix. But I mean, most people would be binging on ice cream, but
yeah,
we had an 11 p.m. Thursday night conversation, less than 48 hours from the ceremony, saying, should we do this?
Yeah, I remember talking to you about that.
Expect when you guys, it's going to seem like a great idea when you're surfing around Zillow and you see the home you want. And you're like, we really should get out of this 3-bed, 2-bath. Can you imagine how great we'd be in the 5-4 and with a 3-car garage and closer to the lake? Expect after the excitement, the thrill of the decision to move comes up, resistance, friction, and last minute cold feet. Number 3, just because something is hard or scary doesn't mean it's wrong. As a matter of fact, Jesse, it may even mean it's.
That's right. It's exactly what you should do.
We, guys, on Friday morning, we woke up and it was like the fog had cleared in our emotions. When you make a big decision, understand that we could have a really deep psychology lesson, but I'll keep it short. Our brains and bodies are programmed to be really comfortable with whatever we have, even if what we have is miserable. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when we make a big change that's going to be important, like making a move, maybe owning our first home instead of renting, getting moved closer to the family, reducing the price $50,000 because it was not worth what we thought, is going to hurt in the short term. Number 4, we could have paid someone to set up our tent. It's kind of funny, and there's a reason for this. What we did is we ended up renting 120 chairs at the last minute, and then the family set up the tent. And I'm going to tell you that the lesson in this is these painful processes together as a family actually really bond you. It ended up making the day better.
It was great. I mean, I was there helping set up the tent.
It was fun. And number 5, guys, the best things like the move, maybe especially a downsize. If you're a downsizer and you're like holding on to a lot of memories and we raised the kids and now we're in this home and it's too big and you don't know what to do and you need to move, the best things are always worth it once you're there.
Yeah.
They're always worth it once you're there. And Saturday night we pulled out of, it was so funny. People were like, did you just race out of the honeymoon to a hotel? No, actually we casually pulled out of the reception. We casually pulled out and went back over to her parents' house in Midway and grabbed some things that she had left there and ran into her brother and sister-in-law and their little kids in the kitchen and had this, like one of those impromptu conversations at 11 p.m. in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And then we talked to her parents and casually drove to the homestead because we were so at peace realizing that what we had done was the right thing. Guys, buying and selling and moving is crazy stressful.
It is.
We have helped over 2,000 families through a process. And we've seen it all. We've been crazy and stressed out when we buy and sell. Expect it. Don't let that deter you.
Yeah, know it's coming and just keep trudging through it.
Yeah. If you want to visit with us, guys, go stgeorge.com. Jesse says you can ask ChatGPT how to get the Larkin Group, but I'd say Google the Larkin Group. Google the Larkin Group and you'll get our page there. And you can drop in and see us at Tabernacle Street or give us a call. Go stgeorge.com. We are happy to walk you through this process. They say it with kid gloves and with white gloves and with soft hearts. And we promise, no matter how painful it is, we're going to tell you exactly what you need to know and hear. Jeremy Larkin, Jesse Paul, Larkin Group, KW Realty, signing off.
Thanks for having us.
Talk soon.